Okay, so crude drugs, okay, may be defined as any natural product that has not been advanced in volume or improved in any condition by any process or treatment beyond that which is essential for its proper packing and prevention from deterioration. So, just to simplify, okay, so these crude drugs, okay, ito po yung mga at ito po yung mga halaman or mga gamot, okay, na binabad lang. Okay, na binabad, na in-extract. Okay, so ayun lang po yun. Walang applied any science, advanced science materials or machines. So walang touch of that. Okay, just simply crude. Okay, yung parang pinakakatas or pinakapuro. Okay, that's your crude drugs. So sources of this crude. Okay, so sources of crude, they may be obtained from vegetable, and animal, and mineral sources. So kapag sinabing vegetable, siyempre sa mga gulay-gulay, okay, sa mga halaman, animal, yes, we can obtain, okay, a crude or a medicine from an animal. Okay, from its tissue, okay, from its sperm, okay, sperm whale, okay, it's a treatment or it's a medicine. Mineral sources, okay, from the mountain, okay, from environment. Okay, that's the mineral sources. To others, maybe include substance such as surgical dressings prepared from natural fibers, flavoring and suspending agents, disintegrants. Okay, so ayan, disintegrants, just to give you sa tawag dito, simplified definition of that, it is a reagent or it is a substance that is present, okay, in the or in a medicine that can be useful for the breakup, okay, of the medicine inside your body. Okay, so sa madaling sabi, okay, kailangan natin si disintegrant, okay, para pag ininom mo yung gamot, okay, makakatulong siya para sa pagbe-break, okay, or paglo-lose ng tablet sa loob ng katawan sa pagtutunaw. Okay, kailangan natin si disintegrants. So, sources of crude drugs. Okay, the most important natural sources of crude drugs are higher plants, microbes, animals, marine organisms. Okay, so baka naririnig niyo yung medyo mala forest naming paligid. So, I am sorry. So, higher plants, okay. So, microbes, okay, alam niyo na yan. Animals, marine organism, yung sinabi ko kanina. Okay. From the sperm whale and so on and so forth. So, ang alam ko, meron din yung black ink. Okay, black ink ha, hindi black pink. Okay, black ink ng squid. Okay, so alam ko, it has a treatment din. Okay, so madami pwedeng maging gamot. Okay, so environment is very friendly. Okay, so you just need to deal with it lang. So we have two types of your crude drugs. First is the organized drugs and the unorganized drugs. So kung may makikita kayo mga example na medyo lumalalim, so sasabihin ko naman kung hindi na naman siya isasama kasi more on our part na yan, okay? So organized drugs, okay? So these are the drugs obtained from the direct parts of the plants and containing cellular tissues. Again, these are drugs obtained from direct plants of the plants and containing cellular tissues. So tulad ng sabi natin kanina, okay, may mga makikita tayo, okay, sa plants, okay, na kayang-kaya natin using the environment. Okay, so example niyan is your rhizomes, barks, leaves, fruits, entire plants, hairs, and fibers. So wag niyo na masyadong titingnan yung example. Okay, just focus on the definition. So, example, okay, ng organized drugs, the leaves, barks, flowering plant, okay, fruits, seeds, roots, and rhizomes. So, ayan. Unorganized, okay, these are the drugs which are prepared from plants by some intermediate physical processes such as incision, drying, extraction, and not containing any cellular plant tissues. So, sa madaling sabi, okay, unorganized nga eh. So, wala siyang sinundan. Okay, wala basta ka lang mag-incision, magtuyo, mag-extract, and that's it. Okay? Wala nang identification of any cellular plant tissues unlike sa organized strands. Okay, so ayan, level by level, part by part. Okay, so naka-classified yan kay unorganized. Unlike kay unorganized, okay, so bahala na yan. For example, your aloe. Okay, di ba si aloe, basta na lang naman siya obtain from your aloe vera plant. Okay, basta na lang naman siya kinukuha. Your honey, beeswax, and your essential oil. Okay, so sa honey naman, kita nyo naman kung paano mag-obtain, okay, ng honey, okay, sa forest or sa isang beehive. So, to differentiate the two, okay, so organized versus the unorganized drugs. So, this organized, okay, this may be of plant or animal origin. While sa unorganized, this is just the same. Okay, may mineral origin lamang po. Kasi nga po, sila po ay unorganized. Kasi possible, okay, may makukuha tayong mineral pa, okay, from the plant. Okay, na hindi natin alam. So, kay organized, ma-identify natin yan. Kay organized again, these are the direct part of plants or animals. Kay unorganized, these are the product of plants or animals. See, so walang definite, okay, part kay unorganized na kay organized tayo. So these have well-defined cellular structure. These do not have well-defined cellular structure, unorganized. So generally identified by morphological character, jet properties. So later, i-discuss natin ano yung morphological and ano yung organoleptic. Ano yung pinagkaiba nila. Okay? So, importance of these crude drugs. So, importance of crude drugs, okay, plant-derived medicines are useful therapeutic options and often provide a safe form of therapy. Okay, so provide lead compounds for the development of new drugs. Lead yan guys ha, hindi lead na nasa periodic table, lead. Okay? So, provide lead compounds for the development of new drugs. Kasi, while you are identifying or while you are performing a specific experiment, hindi mo alam baka ikaw na pala yung susunod na makadiscover ng bagong gamot. Okay? So, even medical technologists naman kami, or we are medical laboratory scientists rather. So, ano pong involvement namin? Okay, pagdating sa plants or pagdating sa medicines. No. So, malaki yung role nyo din, okay, sa paggawa ng gamot. Okay, kayo yung magtutukoy ng organism. Okay, you are belong to the team. Okay, so hindi lang kayo yung nasa isang kwarto lang. Okay, so, medical laboratory scientists are the eye, okay, of the laboratory. Okay, so, kung kami ang kamay, kayo ang mata. Okay, sa loob ng laboratory. So, classification of crude drugs may include first, alphabetical classification, morphological classification, pharmacological classification, chemical classification, and taxonomic classification. So, first, ano ba? Okay, wait lang. But before we discuss the classification, characteristics muna, okay, of an ideal system of classification. An ideal method of classification of crude drugs, okay, should be simple, easy to use, free from confusion and ambiguities. So, hindi mo kailangan, okay, ng napakahirap or medyo malalalim na words, okay, when it comes to classifications of your crude drugs. Simple as that, easy, okay, to identify and easy to use. Okay, free from confusion. Okay, so hindi kasi natin may iwasan, okay, yung sound alike and look alike, okay, medicine or drugs. So, hindi may iwasan yan. Okay? So, alphabetical classification. So, alphabetical classification is the simplest way of classification. Crude drugs are arranged in alphabetical order of their first botanical name, common name, and local vernacular name. Okay, so botanical name, ayan yung scientific name. Common name, okay. Um, Common name, anong tawag? Then local kung meron sa isang province or sa isang local place kung ano ang tawag. Okay, ano bang example? Example, botanical name, your Allium sativum. Okay, common name is um, garlic. Okay, the local name is bawang. Okay, in our place. Okay, so ganun po. Okay, that's the example. So, dun pala, alphabetical order, makikita mo na kapag naghahanap ka ng isang plant, hindi mahirap. The following pharmacopoeia classify crude drugs according to this system. Okay, so British Pharmacopoeia, BHP, GHP, USPNF, European Pharmacopoeia. So, na-discuss na natin yan before. Okay, so I hope you're familiar with that. Okay, nadagdag lang yung Ghana Herbal Pharmacopoeia. So, advantages of alphabetical system of classification. So, it is easy and quick to use. There is no repetition of entries and is devoid of confusion. In this system, location, tracing, and addition of drug entries is very easy. Okay, so, for example, may new plant, may i-add ka, okay, sa system, isisingit mo lang yan. Okay, so, unlike dun sa iba, so medyo may hirapan ka pa. Pero syempre, kung may advantage, so easy to identify or easy to look, okay, kung ano man ang hinahanap mo, syempre may disadvantage din yan. The main disadvantage of that is there is no relationship between previous and successive drug entries. Okay, so, for example, ayan, may example sa baba, acacia, benzoin, cinchona, dill, ergot, fennel, gentian, hyacinthus, okay? So, hindi kasi sila magkakaparehas, okay, ng pharmacological identification. Okay, so hindi sila, okay, magkaka-family. Okay, yung isa, okay, para sa kate, yung isa para sa sakit ng ulo, yung isa para sa sakit ng puso. Eh, alam naman natin, okay, na marami pang gamot beyond that. Okay, yan lang ang disadvantage, okay, ng inyong alphabetical. What if you are looking for alternative anti-malaria, okay, or anti-hypertension? So, maghahanap ka ngayon. Okay, so, akala mo ang anti-hypertension, walang home remedy, so ganito ganyan. So, naghanap ka na meron naman pala sa kusina mo. It's just your bawang. Okay? So, bawang, gisa mo lang. Okay? Then, snack it. So, it will help to reduce your blood pressure. So, simple as that. Okay? Dun lang. Okay? Hindi mo makikita yung alternative or alternatives ng hinahanap mong plant or ng gamot. Okay? Second is your morphological classification. So, in this system, okay, the drugs are arranged according to the morphological or external characters of the plant parts or animal parts. Which, for example, which part of the plant is used as a drug? So, example, your leaves, roots, and stem. So, ayan, dyan. So, kung naghahanap kayo ng halaman na makagagamot, okay, gamit lamang ang dahon, so, dyan tayo pupunta sa morphological classification. So, naiintindihan po, na-adapt po, guys. Any insights, any comments, suggestions, or questions? Any questions po?
Wala naman po.
Thank you po sa pagsagot. So, next, pharmacological classification. So, this involves, okay, grouping of drug according to their pharmacological action. So, This is also referred to as therapeutic classification of drugs. Drugs like digitalis, squale, strophanthus having cardiotonic action are grouped together irrespective of their parts, use, or their phytoconstituents. So dito naman guys, mas madali mo na siyang mahahanap. Okay, kunyari naghahanap ka ng para sakit sa ulo. Okay, so punta ka lang dyan sa pharmacological classifications, madali mo siyang mahahanap. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, pharmacological action. So, if you're not familiar with that, so, pharmacological kung para saan? Okay, anti-hypertensive, anti-malarial, anti-infective, anti-inflammatory. Okay, so doon yan. Para sa sakit-sakit, kung ano, kung para saan. Okay, yung gamot. Your biogesic, analgesic, or antipyretic. Yung mga ganon. Your bioflu, analgesic, antihistamine. Okay, so alam niyo na naman siguro yan na ang bioflu and Newsep are just the same. Okay, so kung titingnan niyo yan, so parehas sila ng milligram, okay, ng dosage ng gamot. Pero magkaiba sila. Okay, kung mapapansin mo, maiba. Okay, for the marketing purposes, okay, di ba? So magkaiba sila. Sa bioflu, hindi ko kilala ang artista sa bioflu. Pero dito kay Newsep, naging si Coco Martin, diba? So mas naging effective strategical marketing yung sinasabi nila na para sa sipon. Okay, so not knowing na bioflu can do that then. Okay, so ganun. So ayan ayan lang yung mga makikita mong oo nga, na parang magkaparehas lang naman, bakit magkaiba pa? So, kung saan mas mura, dun ka. Kasi it's just the same. So, wag na yan, classification of drugs. So, medyo malalim yan. So, advantage. Okay, this system of classification can be used for just as suggesting substitutes of drugs if they are not available at a particular place or point of time. So, ayan naman, okay, kung kay alphabetical, unrelated each other dito, magkakarelasyon na sila, magkakaparehas na sila. Okay, so pare-parehas na sila ng indication. Okay, so hindi na kayo mahihirapang maghanap ng alternative medicine for if the one is not present. Okay, that you are looking. Okay. So this advantage, drugs having different action on the body gets classified separately in more than one group that causes ambiguity and confusion. So for example, this cinchona plant. Okay, so si cinchona plant kasi ginagamit siya as anti-malaria. Okay, so para sa malaria ginagamit yan. Gawa ng present ng quinine. Okay, but si cinchona din, meron din siyang quinidine. So, si quinidine naman is responsible for its anti-arrhythmic action. Okay, para sa tibok ng puso. Okay? So, doon naman papasok. So, dalawang mahahati. Baka lang, okay, na magkaroon ng confusion, okay, when it comes to this medicine. Okay, so, ano pa? Ano pa yung possible? Yan, yung bawang. Okay, so bawang anti-hypertensive, antibacterial. Okay? Madami. Okay, so hindi lang naman porket isang plant, isang identification lang. Again, meron tayong morphological, okay, classification. Okay, so different part of the plant, different, okay, different, somehow, different pharmacological action. So minsan, ayun yung nire-research ng iba. Okay? Para magkaroon ng originality. Okay. Chemical classification. So chemical classification, the crude drugs are divided into different groups according to the chemical nature of their relevant constituent. The chemical classification of drug is dependent upon the grouping of drug with identical constituents. So carbohydrates, tannins, glycosides, volatile oils, lipids, fixed oils, alkaloids, and isoquinoline. So, ayan na guys, is more on the biochemistry na tayo. Okay, so anong halaman ang may mas malaking content ng carbohydrate? Anong halaman, okay, ang mas malaking content ng tannin, okay, para sa inyong sapatos? Okay, glycosides, volatile oils, so lipids, fixed oils. So, dyan tayo pupunta ngayon kay classification, kay chemical classification. So, taxonomic classification. So, based on an accepted system of botanical classification, the group into kingdom, phylum, order, family, genus, and species. So, I hope you're familiar with this one. Okay, so lahat naman tayo dumaan sa science. Okay, so sa biology. Okay, so lahat yan. So, madadaanan natin anong kingdom, anong phylum, anong order, anong family, anong genus, anong species. Okay? Ay, dyan papasok si taxonomic classification. Guys, please take note na magkaiba po si taxonomic and si toxicology. Okay? So, si toxicology, okay, so that's the common kasi na nagkakamali or nalilito. Akala nila si taxonomic and si toxicology is just the same. Toxicology from the word itself, toxic. Okay, it is poisons. It's all about poisons. Okay, so ayun po. So ngayon, punta tayo ngayon sa different evaluation. Okay, so different evaluation, okay, so organoleptic evaluation, microscopical evaluation, physical evaluation, chemical evaluation, biological evaluation. Okay? Hmm. But before that, okay, so na-absorb ba naman? Kaya pa? Naiintindihan po? Naiintindihan guys? Okay,
Apo.
so ayan, so I know parang bakasyon-bakasyon na kayo. Okay, so I feel you guys. So please bear with me. We have last two topics, I guess. Okay, kung makakapag... Wait lang, Wednesday. Kung makakapag-class tayo within the week again, so I hope we can end the semester na. Okay, so ang alam ko meron na lang tayong last full-blown topic. Okay, so second to the last ata tong analysis of crude drugs. Then sunod na ata yung process. So ayun, so please bear with me. Okay, so kaya yan, malapit na makakahinga na din kahit paano. Okay? So, different evaluation. Okay, first, your organoleptic evaluation. So, the organoleptic evaluation, okay, means the study of crude drugs with the sense organs which includes its external morphology, okay, color, taste, odor, etc. Okay, so sa morphological characters, it includes organized and unorganized portion of the plant. So kay unorganized, okay, di ba, stem, roots, fruits, flowers. Unorganized includes lang resin, gums, latex. Okay, so parang kumuha lang ng resin kahit sa plant ng kahit sa part ng plant. Okay, kumuha siya ng gums. Okay, kahit sa part ng plant. Okay, kahit which usually, okay, the gums can be obtained using barks, okay, or yung balat, okay, ng puno or the stem of the plant. Okay, doon mo makukuha, okay, si gums. Okay, so doon. So sensory characters, so color, odor, and taste are sensory characters of the drug. So clove and cinnamons give characteristic odor, ginger and capsicum gives pungent taste. Okay, glycerisa and honey are sweet. Okay, so alam niyo naman yan, iba ang amoy ng clove and iba ang amoy ng iba ang amoy ng cinnamon. Okay, iba ang lasa or iba ang lasa, okay, ng ginger and capsicum, and the glycerisa and the honey are sweet. Okay? So, microscopical evaluation. So, the crude drugs are evaluated microscopically by their known histological characters, the shape, size, relative position of cells and tissues. Chemical nature of cell wall and cell content are determined. Okay, so dito na papasok yung pagiging MLS mo. So microscopical evaluation na. So kahit siguro nakapikit or alam mo na yung magiging process. Okay, so kasi master mo na yan. Okay, so alam na yan. Hindi naman sa alam mo na yan, rather pala. So alam mo lang yung step by step procedure. So ayan, magkakaroon kayo ng histology, okay, na subject. So, physical evaluation, the physical, okay, parameters are determined, okay, for the evaluation of crude drugs. It includes moisture content, okay, ash content, RF value, refractive index, optical rotation, foreign organic matter, extractive value extract, volatile oil content, melting point, viscosity, yan lang. So punta tayo sa moisture content. Again, the moisture content will be determined by heating a drug at 105 degrees Celsius in an oven to a constant weight. So please do take note that the excessive moisture content will deteriorate the quality of the drug by activating enzymes and growth of microorganisms. So example, so starch should not contain not more than 15% of moisture. Okay, so tulad nga ng sabi natin, okay, so kahit saan man, okay, pag may moisture na nare-receive ang isang bagay, okay, so magkakaroon ng growth of microorganism. So that's why, okay, so sa mga gamit or sa mga pagkain, okay, merong minsan, ano ba? Methyl paraben. Okay, so this ingredient is used as a preservative, okay, to avoid the growth of your microorganism. Again, type natin methyl paraben. Ayan. So ash content determination. So the residue, okay, remaining after the incineration of drug is the ash content of the drug. Total ash value is determined around 450 degree centigrade, which may contain carbonates, phosphates, oxides, silicates, and silica. Okay, so kapag may ganyan, okay, so ginagamitan nga natin si ash content. Okay, so talagang mas mainit talaga siya. Okay, so para makakuha tayo ng ash content, kasi nga po ginagamit po natin yan, okay, to identify some chemical classifications. So RF value, RF means the flow ratio, okay, and it is defined as the ratio of distance covered by the solute to the distance covered by the solvent in chromatography. So ginagamit natin yan sa chromatography. Okay, so the distance covered. So ayan po si RF value or si flow ratio volume. Ay, flow ratio value. So refractive index. So refractive index is the ratio of velocity of light in vacuum to velocity of light in the substance. So the value of refractive index is constant and very useful for the standardization of volatile and fixed oils. It is measured by refractometer. Okay, so ginagamit natin, okay, si refractive index para sa standardization of volatile oil and fixed oil. So please do take note of that. So optical rotation, so it is degree of rotation of plane polarized light when it passes through an optically active substances. So if the rotation of plane polarized light is towards right, so ang tawag dito is dextro-rotatory. Okay, so if the dextro-rotatory, pag sinabi natin dextro-rotatory, okay, so for cation ions yan. Pag sinabing cation ions, ito yung mga positively charged ions. Okay, so dextro-rotatory. if the rotation of plane polarized light is towards left, okay, punta naman tayo dito kay levo rotatory. Therefore, it is your negatively charged ions or compounds, okay, or elements being present on the periodic table. Okay, yan po yun. So foreign organic matter. So the parts other than the drugs are known foreign organic matters. Its maximum limit is given in the monograph of particular drug. Okay, again, foreign organic matter or your FOM is the parts other than the drug are known as foreign organic matters. Its maximum limit is given in the monographs or of particular drug. Okay, ito yung for example sa isang gamot, okay, ayan, for example, your disintegrant is an example of foreign organic matter. Kasi ginagamit natin siya again for the ease breakup of the medicine. Okay, ayun yung example niyan. Ano pa po? Marami tayo starch. Okay, as suspending agent. Madaming pwedeng maging foreign organic matter. Okay? Extractive value extract. So it is obtained from crude drugs by maceration or continuously extraction by Soxhlet extractor. The solvent used for the extraction, okay, dissolves in the phytochemicals present in crude drugs like alkaloids, glycosides, okay, tannins, resins, etc. Solvent like alcohol, water, ether, etc. are used for the extraction. Okay, so hindi lang naman porket mag-extract ka, water lang. Okay, may ibang plants, okay, na kailangan din na may ibang extraction din na ginagamitan ng different organic solvent. Your alcohol, your ether, okay, your nitric acid. Okay, so ginagamitan natin yan for in a different extraction. Why? Kasi minsan si water, hindi siya nakakapag-produce ng hinahanap lang natin. Okay, hindi niya kayang mapalabas, okay, yung um, specific constituent na kailangan nating makuha sa isang halaman. Okay, so therefore, gamit tayo ng alcohol, gamit tayo ng ether, okay, gamit tayo ng, yan, ng petroleum ether, gamit tayo ng carbon tetrachloride, so and so forth. Basta any organic solvent that is being advised or said in a article or in a reference. Okay, so hindi naman porket, ay wait lang, kuha ako ng malunggay leaves, then extract ko using alcohol. Okay, so hindi pwede yon. Baka mamaya, you can extract kasi, okay, the constituent of your malunggay leaves just using water. Kasi pag ginamitan natin yan ng mga organic solvents, it is possible na baka mamaya, okay, matunaw din or masunog or mawala or hindi natin ma-obtain, okay, yung constituent na hinahanap natin. Kasi hindi naman yun yung desired organic solvent na hinahanap natin. Okay, that's the sense of your organic solvents or different solvents used for the extractions of different constituents or compounds. So, volatile oil content. So volatile oil is obtained from crude drugs using Clevenger apparatus in the laboratory. Ether is used as solvent for obtaining volatile oil. So andyan na po. So ginagamit natin dyan is si Clevenger apparatus. Kay volatile oils yan. So bakit may mga oils? Siyempre madaming plants, okay, na makakapag-produce ng oils and volatile and fixed oils. Okay, so anong pinagkaiba noon ni volatile and fixed? Pag si fixed, okay, kaya mong, may example niyan, okay, sa tissue. Okay. Yung isa, okay, nagli-leave ng mark, yung isa hindi. Okay, so this is the difference of the volatile and the fixed oil. So melting point, okay, so melting point, it is the temperature required to melt down the drug. Melting points are sharp and constant in pure chemical and phytochemicals. Okay, so this one, okay, so alam naman natin, okay, boiling point ng water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's the common one. So, ayan, may mga different, ano pa rin tayo, identification of melting point just to, okay, just to identify, okay, kung saan magme-melt down halaman or yung gamot na in-identify. Okay, so ayan po, si melting point. Ay, no. Nasasabi ko palang 100% is boiling point pala yung sorry. So, iba pala tong melting point. Pang tunaw pala to. Sorry po. Medyo lang nadadala sa point. Okay? So, again, magkaiba po yan ha. Sa boiling point and si melting point. So, viscosity. Okay, it is a property of a liquid to resist its flow. It is measured using Ostwald viscometer. So, dito naman, bakit natin ginagamit si viscosity? Para lang, okay, for the ease of delivery of the medication of the or the drug. Baka mamaya, pag ininom mo yan, biglang dumikit. Okay, may mga ganong certain drugs. Hindi natin, I know, na-experience nyo na yan, even me, okay, so na-experience ko na yan, na medyo yung viscosity ng isang halaman or ng isang gamot, talagang napakahirap madala ng water. Okay, so that's why okay, so sinasama din okay sa study ng plant yung viscosity or ina-add siya ng viscosity agents. Okay, para lang to ease the flow of the drug. So, chemical evaluation. So, chemical evaluation of crude drugs involves isolation, purification, identification, chemical test, and chemical assays. So, phytochemical screening is the qualitative chemical test for phytochemicals like carbohydrate, protein, alkaloids, glycosides, tannin, etc. So quantitative chemical test includes acid value, saponification value, ester value, etc. So ayan, so next meeting, okay, for the last topic, okay, dito na tayo papasok sa phytochemical screening. Ayan, sinabi dyan. So, identify natin, okay, the different tests for phytochemicals, okay, for the test for carbohydrate, test for protein, test for alkaloids, glycosides, tannins, etc. Okay? So, ayan, tannic acid test for the alkaloids, born trigers test for glycosides. So, ayan po. Okay? So, for the last slide, okay, so biological evaluation. Biological evaluation is done to determine effect and potency of drug in living organisms, animal preparation, or isolated living tissue. It is also known as bioassay. So, it can evaluate both pharmacological activity and toxicological activity of the drug. Biological evaluation is done to confirm the test after physical and chemical test. So biological evaluation can be first preclinical testing and the clinical testing. Okay, it has two divisions. So preclinical testing, testing in laboratory animals like mouse, rat, pig, dog, etc. Okay, so hindi lang, okay, again, hindi lang sa, kung nabalitaan nyo yung pagtitest ng rabbit for cosmetics, okay, so sana din, hindi lang sa rabbits. Okay, so we have an advanced, okay, technology, okay, for the preclinical testing. Okay, so, but until now, different animals is being used pa din, okay, in their experimentation. Even roosters, even your dove, ano pa ba? Yan, pig, dog, rat, mouse, and even cats. Okay. Is being utilized as an host, okay, for their experimentation. Okay, so please do take note that may buhay din sila. Okay, so yan, katulad niyan, nag-aalaga kayo ng aso, nag-aalaga kayo ng um, pusa, okay, pero little did we know is they are used for some experimentation pa din. So, etong mga ano kasi yan, kaya sir, bakit po kaya pwedeng mouse na lang or rat na lang? Okay. Kasi they have different, okay, pharmacological use pa din kasi. Okay, so si rabbit kasi, aside from cosmetic property, ginagamit rin si rabbit for its antipyretic. Okay, so si rat, si mouse, okay, so ginagamit yan, madami. Okay, madaming pwede kasi almost the same, okay, yung traits natin. So kaya minsan, di ba, sa pregnancy, okay, or sa pagbubuntis, kung makikita nyo, makakarinig tayo ng category A, B, C, D, and X. Okay, so category A, okay, it is safe. Category B, mild safe. Category C, medyo may warning. D is warning. Category X is fatal. Okay, so ayan. So doon natin nalalaman. Okay, so tawag dito, nag-i-inject din sila para magbuntis yung isang hayop, then itetest kung mamamatay or mabubuhay. Kung mapuputol yung paa ng hayop or hindi. Okay, so that's the saddest part, okay, in obtaining, okay, ano medicine. Okay, so ayan po. So for example, in vaccine, okay, so gumamit din sila ng hayop dyan. But before ma-inject sa tao, okay, sa hayop muna. Okay, so alam naman natin na lahat ng vaccine na tinuturok ngayon sa market is under talaga dyang vaccine. Okay, para sa ganito, para sa ganyan. Pero alam na alam nyo ano yung magandang naidudulot, okay, ng isang vaccine. Okay, so if you are offered to be vaccinated, have that vaccine. Okay, so tulad ko, okay, so matagal na akong full dose noong April pa. Okay, for this, ang naiturok sa amin is ang naiturok sa akin ay Sinovac. Okay, so okay naman, wala naman nangyayari. I am safe, my family safe. Okay, so though I am under trial, pero it's no problem with you. Wala namang nawala sa akin. Okay, hindi naman kabawasan yun sa akin, sa atin. Okay, so second division is clinical testing. So, clinical testing, testing in human volunteers. Okay, so yan na. Kumbaga, dyan na napasok, okay, yung tinurok na vaccine. Kasi, volunteer kang nagpaturok, okay, volunteer kang nag-agree sa terms and conditions of this one. Okay, so, maliwanag po. Any question? Any question, guys?
Wala po.
Okay, so just some reminders, guys. Okay, so ending na ng term, ang daming pinapagawa, ang daming kailangang i-submit. Okay, so isa na ako sa nagbigay noon and I am sorry. Please do take note, okay, na kung nahihirapan, okay, mag-pray. Okay, kung nahihirapan, mag-meditate. Okay, so walang masamang magpahinga, walang masamang matulog. Okay, as long as you know your student. Okay, so malapit na mag-end ng term. Okay, second year na kayo. Okay, so claim it. Okay, so konti na lang. So kahit 3 taon, parang malayo pa yon, at least naka-move forward kayo. Okay, into second year. So ayun lamang po. So maraming salamat at on attending my class. So have a good day and have a restful night po. Maraming salamat po. Bye-bye.
Sir,
Thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
po. Yes po.
sir,
Thank you po,
pwede
sir.
Thank you po. Makahingi po ng PPT po.
Dito sa bibigay ko siya. Okay,
Okay.
ipopost ko siya sa group.
Sige po. Thank you po. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank
Bye-bye
you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir. Bye po.
Bye po.
Thank you, sir.
Push it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.